and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nina. I am a local artist living in the desert of Arizona, and this year I'm on a mission to sell over 2,000 prints in order to reclaim my independence and to start again. This video is a bit of an update as well as a bit of a deeper look into why I am embarking on this crazy mission of selling 2,000 prints to reclaim my independence. I know it's a lofty goal, but I am hoping with the support of the internet, we might just be able to make some magic happen. So 2 weeks ago, I posted my first TikTok, and it was a bit weird. I won't lie, it was probably one of the bravest things I've done so far this year. And in that video, we really announced this comeback journey as well as, the mission to sell 2,000 prints. I've honestly not been super active since then, and I wanted to be a little bit more transparent about why. The truth of the matter is I didn't come into this with a plan or any type of, pre-recorded content queued up and ready to go. I came into this as someone in a bit of a transition. Earlier this year, I was unfortunately hospitalized, and as a result of both the hospitalization and the loss of several family members, I had to make the hard decision to take a leave of absence from work. And all of that combined with the loveliness that has been the last decade of my life, it's really been a chapter that has been marked with a lot of loss, a lot of grief, a lot of medical mysteries and diagnoses and illnesses that we did eventually get to the bottom of. But at the end of the day, all of this takes a toll on a person. And as a result, I've made a lot of decisions over the years that were based in survival, and they weren't based in joy or happiness or really anything sustainable. And so as a result, I found myself really thinking about the life that I want to be leading, the person that I want to be, and I realized I missed who I was. I missed the person I was before all the diagnoses, before I got sick the first, second, and third time. And in addition to all of that, I got to thinking about the people that I've lost over the years and the person that I was with them and the person that they saw and believed in. And I realized I wasn't living the life that I wanted to be. And so I got to thinking, what do I do? What do I do? How do I fix this? How do I get back on track? And I started going through all of my old artwork, all of the things that I had created, as far back as, that first hospitalization where I was, undergoing treatment in Stanford. And I noticed that throughout these past several years, one of the things that has remained consistent is I'm an artist. And as an artist, we create things. So I had all of these bookmarks and prints that, in and of themselves, they told a story, but they also told a bigger story, a bigger narrative, about creating even in the midst of illness, even in the midst of grief, and even in loss. And I thought, what if I could take them? What if I could take all of these pieces of my story and use them to start over, use them to make something out of the chaos and the loss and the grief that has been this past decade, and turn a chapter, to turn a page, to start over. And that's really what sparked this kind of mission to sell, 2,000 Cyanotype prints. And from there, we just did it. About 2 weeks ago, I posted my first TikTok announcing this crazy mission of mine and how I really wanted this year to be my comeback. And I'll be honest, I haven't really been super on top of things or all that active since then. And part of that is because I made the decision and I jumped, which I think we've all been there. I think we've all just made a decision one day. We're like, we're doing it. And then we're like, oh, well, in order to do this, there needs to be some sort of plan, some sort of foundation. And so I've really just been, taking these last couple weeks and building that foundation, filming content and getting my inventory in order. Because truthfully, I had no idea what I had. I have all of these boxes and I didn't know how many of them were feathers or actual prints or prints in progress. So I've been doing a lot of the really, really boring stuff, the inventory and the updating of the pricing and, updating my website, which I haven't touched in years, and the planning of content and the filming of content, which is all very necessary and very important to this journey, but it is definitely boring work. It's not exciting, and I'm really excited to release some of the content here soon. And more than that, I participated in my second Bats in the Attic event this year, which was super fun and super exciting. Managed to sell 5 prints, which I am over the moon about, because that means there are 5 people in this world who love my work as much as I do. And I know 5 is not a lot, but it's 5 more than last year. And I've just really been focusing on reminding myself daily to choose progress over perfection, courage over control, and to really believe in myself in the way that, my dad and several of my other family members taught me to, and to see myself in their eyes. My dad was a very big component of removing the word can't from your vocabulary. He had this belief that whatever you believed you were capable of, you were. And if you told yourself you couldn't do something, you were right. So I've been trying really, really hard to just tell myself I can. And this is just the beginning. My mission is just as real as it was 2 weeks ago, and I'm not giving up. And I appreciate all of your patience with me as we start this process. We begin this journey of taking back my life and reclaiming my independence one print at a time. This is my comeback story, and I'm really excited to be sharing it with you. And if you like this type of content, if you want to follow along and you want to support me, please feel free to hit that subscribe button or just drop a comment below and say hi. I'd love to connect. Thanks for being here, and again, it's going to be a wonderful year. I'm excited, and we're just getting started. Till next time, guys.